Welcome to this live stream. Happy New Year, and I'm very happy to be with you again, sharing here in the live stream wisdom, knowledge, experience. Today, I want to talk to you. Also, it's relevant with the days that we are in. Um, an important thing about goal setting and strategy that we need to have for 2026. I will share with you what I believe is the right approach in this period of time for the majority of people in general, because we live in very special times and we all need to have some kind of more deep understanding of life and how to deal with what is happening around us. With us. So, what kind of strategy we need to have for our future, for this new year to move on? Okay. In order to create a strategy for our life and to define our goals and so on, we need to understand the environment and the period of time that we live. Very important element today is that we live in the informational era. It means we are literally bombarded with information. This is the state that we live today. Today, we live in a world where we are bombarded literally with billions of data of information daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, and this grows more and more. The technology, the internet, all these things made it possible for people today literally to have access in all the information and the opinions of millions of people every day, daily, right? We just go online and we can find different opinions and options and possibilities from all points of view, from all sorts of things. So this, together with how everything politically and psychologically evolve in the whole planet, creates a state of a bit of intellectual or mental and psychological chaos, we can say. Yes, and many people realize today that it's like the whole humanity is bubbling. Some part of it in a good way, some part of it not in a good way. Okay, that's why today for every human being is necessary to know how to deal with this chaos of energy that is happening. This chaos, maybe individually in your personal life, is not obvious. Maybe your life has a pattern, you live normally, but in the noosphere, or like in the mental sphere, let's say, of the whole planet, there is this kind of chaotic energy, and we feel it maybe subliminally, maybe subconsciously. That's why many people today are stressed, even with no real apparent reason. Okay, because there is so many things happening in the subtle world, in the psyche and the minds of people. And in the world, of course, if we look generally all the world, we'll see that the world is going a little bit crazy, right? What do we need to evolve properly and to enter in 2026 and evolve and arrive to our destination? First of all, we need to deal with this energetic evolution, and that's why we need to create the exactly opposite energy. When there is chaos of information around you, you need the exact opposite, an absolute focus and stability. That's why it is necessary to have goals. Today, it is necessary for the majority of people to have a direction to put themselves in a very solid trajectory in order to not be influenced from what is happening around, because there are a lot of influences. Okay, that's why we need something to be uh, concentrated. In order for us to concentrate in it, when I say something that is concentrated, I mean one goal or two or 3 maximum that we decide and we go towards them. Okay. In other periods of time, maybe in the past, maybe you wouldn't need that. Maybe you could just follow the flow of the events, what is happening in your life around and in the life of the majority of people. But today, this is difficult to do. It will unstabilize if you do that. It will create a lot of stress, anxiety, anger, frustration. That's why you need to define your own goals. You need to have something very, very, very stable. Otherwise, you will be influenced all the time from the opinions of people, from the internet, from too many informations, too many options. From one point of view, it's very good that we have all this information. From another point of view, this will unstabilize the evolution of your life practically. That's why you need to choose something and practically move towards it. This is generally the strategy that you need to have. I need a kind of stable path. Also, it is necessary, if you choose something, to not change it every month or every week, because there is this syndrome for many people. It's called the syndrome of the shiny object. Many people decide to do something, they fix their mind, and then because of this, all this informational craziness around us, after some time, maybe after a week or a month or 2 months, who knows, they see something interesting. Oh, another opinion, another possibility. And they start thinking, maybe I should do this. And there are two possibilities if this happens. Or you, of course, you don't simply change your life and move to another path, but you start being confused because now one part of you would like to move to another direction and another part of you is always set for another direction. And this start making you feel doubts. So it means this influence already took you, or you change direction and you start following a new path. But this will happen again. After some time, the new path is not new anymore, and it is possible because of all this informational openness giving us millions of potential and possibilities theoretically every day. You will find something else, again, interesting, and then you say, oh, maybe this is what I like. And again, the same. Or you will start becoming confused, or you will shift again your path. And if you will be shifting constantly your path, you will be always in the beginning. And the point is not to be always in the beginning, because if you are always in the beginning, again, after a bigger period of time, you will feel not stabilized. You will feel that you have not done anything, although you are doing a lot of things. So it is necessary to have a goal and say, this is my path, this is my mission, to feel like you have a mission and you lock yourself on this and you don't change your eyes from this mission. The only exception is if really you find something very promising, very good, a really good opportunity that calls you to enter and will give you already faster path and benefits from the beginning. I don't say you need to be dogmatic and not shift, but you need to shift path only if 100% the new path already is giving you much more benefits. And instantly, it's a better thing to do immediately. Uh, this is necessary for psychological reasons and for alignment of our energy, because we need to resist, it's like an antidote to the chaotic energy. If you will not do this, you will start being influenced inevitably by all these waves of information and different this kind of bubbling of energy, where today many people, the majority of people, start, there is a kind of reaction in the majority of people. They start feeling that they need to find something stable. And one of the first ways that somebody is trying to do this is convincing others about his own opinions. That's why this informational era, and in a way, an informational war will be happening more and more and more. And you will see there will be more and more people sharing online and openly that this is what we should do. No, this is what we should do. Another one, no, this is what I'm doing and it's the best, and so on and so on. The more influences around, the more easy to be destabilized. Now, another important thing is how to set these goals. You need to have a strategy on how to set these goals. A very important thing I want to tell you, to transmit to you for 2026, is that many people think like this. First, I need to have clarity, confidence, and then I will start acting. When I will know what I want, it will be clear, I will be able to see this path that I will take. When I will feel confidence, then I will start acting. Um, but in reality, what happens is the exact opposite. Clarity and confidence comes to us only after we start acting. Okay. Also knowledge, also commitment. Commitment is something that you have to put, but knowledge comes after. So many people don't dedicate themselves to some goal because they feel that they don't know what they should do. And they're waiting first to have clarity, to have some experience, to see clearly what they have to do, to know how to do it, to feel confident that it is now they can do it easily, and then they will decide to do it. But this is a trap of the mind. You should be aware of this. You cannot have clarity and confidence before you do something. This is like saying, um, I would like to learn to swim, but I will enter the water when I will have clarity on how to swim and confidence that I can swim. I will go to approach a girl or a boy you know, ask her for a date, let's say, only if I will have clarity exactly what I will say, what she will answer me, and when I will have confidence that she will agree. I will start a business when I will have clarity of how this business will work in every aspect, and I will be confident that it will succeed. I will go to the university to learn something when I will have clarity about what I will learn before I learn it, and I will be confident that if I learn all this, I will succeed, and so on and so forth. As you understand, this cannot happen by definition, by life. Exactly the opposite happens in life. First, you start acting, and as you act, clarity happens. You act, you have experience, and then you start things start connecting by experiencing, by acting, by making mistakes, by correcting the mistakes, because this is the learning process, and then you start realizing who you are, what you want to do. You start getting this clarity, and the more you do, the more confident you become, and confidence and clarity grow. And in this sense, clarity and confidence is not the light in the beginning of the tunnel. You know this expression, the light in the end of the tunnel. Yes, clarity and confidence is not the light in the beginning of the tunnel that makes the tunnel light and it is easy. This doesn't exist. It is the light in the end of the tunnel. It is in the end, it is the fruit of the tree. Otherwise, it's like thinking that you will plant a tree, first have the fruit, immediately plant it, have the fruit, and then you will grow the tree after. Yes, of course, if you have first the benefit, after it will be easy to grow the tree. You don't care, you will take care of it because now you are reassured that already you have like the fruit. Yes, but in reality, this doesn't happen. So, what kind of goal you should pursue. Again, as we said, many people don't start because they don't have this clarity. I don't know what I want. In reality, even if you don't know what you want, there is a way to start. One good way to start is what is called reverse engineering. It means you start from the end. So you need to start by creating a picture of your future, a picture or a scenario or like a dream of some sort of the future that you would like to arrive. Here is important also to remind you something, to tell you something, that most important most important of all, or more important, is not to arrive specifically to achieve something, the goal. Yes, more important is to have a goal in order to create this journey and to put your life on a path. This is the most necessary strategy that you need to understand. If you want to have happiness and success in 2026, the number one enemy is this kind of chaotic energy and many chaotic unfoldments that will happen in the world. And only the people who will be very focused on a narrow path in a good way, like they will have specific goals that they will not deviate, they will be able to not be influenced, they will have this kind of protection. So the goal protects you. That's why it is necessary to have one, even if you are not sure if it is the one that you know. And as we said, on the way you will gain clarity, and later when you will have confidence and clarity, if you really want, you can change it. So you need to start by creating the intention. You need to see a kind of future that you would like to arrive, like a destination. If I would tell you, so you start now a journey in the beginning of this year, and there is some kind of destination, this goal, right? Where you would like to arrive after 1 year and further in the future? What kind of life? What would inspire you? For example, if somebody would tell me, can you see yourself, I don't know, being a champion of tennis, one of the greatest tennis players in the world? You will be famous, you will have achieved great things, you would have evolved also as a person. Would you like to see this kind of life externally? It sounds great. Sure, who would not want to be a champion of the world in tennis or in some sport, right? But if I'm sincere with myself, it's not something that I personally ever thought to be a champion in tennis. So I created an arbitrary uh, example. If somebody would tell me, well, what about having your own fleet of ships in the sea, like yachts and so on, and sell them and be a very big seller of yachts? You will be very rich. Yes, it sounds nice, but this is not something that I would like to do in my life. So it has to be something big in order to be inspired, because as I made a post today, a big goal gives you a very big perspective of the rest of your life. And it is good to start on a big path, because the more big is the goal, the more stable you need to be and pursue it, because it is for a long time. So you cannot take it superficially. If the goals are small, only for a few months or for the next year, it means it's not so big. It doesn't cast your whole life. It is only for the next period. So it is more easy to be destabilized if bigger influences come in the world. But if the goal is fixed, permanent, and very big, uh, then you can continue pursuing it forever, let's say, or for many years. So it means you need to take it more seriously. It's like a big thing for you. So you need to be more concentrated and put more energy in it, which will help you and will give you success. Also, it will give you more energy, which will result to give you more joy and happiness. So you need to put this kind of dream in front of you, and you need to write with many details and very clearly this kind of scenario or story, how your life will be when you will arrive there, or if you will arrive there, what you want. This can be anything, but it should be something that when you describe this life with details, as many details as possible, you can say, yes, I would like my life to be like this. This can include material things, can include relationships, and can include traveling, hobbies, knowledge, what you would like to learn, spiritual goals. But it must be something that you want, not something that somebody says that you should want. Or you should not copy this goal from, copy somebody else's life, or what your parents want, or like what your spouse wants, or what your friends are doing. Yes, it should be something that you individually, of course, let's say if you are married, with your family, of course, not individual, like to separate. Yes, if you have very close friends, maybe with your friends or parallel to with your friends. But anyway, something that you would like to arrive there. And you say, yes, this, if my life could arrive to this, it would be wow, like perfect. I wouldn't need anything else. This is amazing for me. Of course, uh, after that, this is not enough. You need to really, if you like this goal, you need to make this the goal for the new year and start pursuing it with reverse engineer. Then start from this and start going back. How you can arrive from this destination to where you are now. You need to connect this gap. Okay. Metaphorically speaking, if I would say I want to arrive, I don't know, in Sweden, I'm now in Bucharest. My goal is to arrive in Sweden. Then after that, I can see how Sweden is connected to Bucharest and go from Sweden towards Bucharest and say, I have to move first to pass the sea, then go, let's say, to Germany or to Denmark, then go to Hungary and so on. Hungary. And divide the time and the destination that you need to arrive, the processes that you have to pass, and create a plan and start actually pursuing it. Of course, this is to master something like this. I understand that I'm saying something big here is not so easy. It's not that I can explain everything about how to set goals and achieve your dreams and the whole strategy with details in a live stream. But I think that the most important elements are these three elements that I told you. First, that you need this kind of strategy of setting specific goals because of this specific time that we live, which is chaotic energetically. Second, it needs to be uh, a goal that gives you direction, okay, and motivates you. And it's necessary to know that first you have to start acting, and the things that you think that you will get, that you need before in order to start towards this goal, like clarity, confidence, personal power, and all these things, they will come after. Literally, these things that people say, if I have them, then I will start. These are the fruits of you moving towards the goal and becoming active. So, first action, and then comes clarity. First commitment, and then comes clarity as a second thing. And the third is you need to create the goal as something, as a destination that you would like to arrive. To be sure that you would like to arrive to this destination, you need to make it as a practice to sit with a lot of details and then reverse engineer it. And then you need to start acting towards this goal. If you don't do this, chances are that as life unfolds by itself with so many influences, you will feel the pressure and the insecurity that many people feel today, that they feel lost, they don't know what they should do. And this kind of confusion that they start something and then they are not sure, and self-doubt sets in like this. and it is a state that you don't want to find yourself. So you need to break this thing that is happening in the world and maybe help others to do the same by anyway setting a direction and pursuing it and focusing in order to focus yourself and your energy. And if you want really to master goal setting, because this year is dedicated to goal setting and creating this destiny, um, and how to strategize our life, I invite you in Wow Academy, where we will study this and we study this very deeply and master goal setting and how to take care of our lives. That's what I wanted to tell you in this live stream. I'm very happy to be back with live streaming. And yes, uh, if you want, write comments uh, under the post of this streaming. And I invite you, as I said, to Wow Academy. You can ask me how to enroll for 1 year at least. And I would be happy to transmit to you this wisdom and teachings that come from ancient traditions, from shamanism, from esoteric martial arts, from the path of the warrior, and many other very important teachings that I'm studying for all my life. That's it. I wish you the best. Happy New Year. Put yourself in a trajectory and a path and don't look back, because what we will see in the next years in the world will be chaotic craziness. See you again soon. Waiting you all in our meetings as well. Bye bye.